Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we are looking at the side screen storage bags for the MGA Roadster models. Also known as the side curtain storage bags, these are effectively the storage bags located behind the front seats for storing your side curtains in the actual framework element. So all the MGA Roadsters had these side curtains on them above the door panel, obviously creating a window effect in the car. They were detachable and you would place them in these bags, and they are situated behind the seat. They're actually attached to the underside of one of the rear cockpit capping elements of things, and that you could sort of fold them up onto the rear deck area as per this one here, and you stored your side curtains in them as so. Now, as you can see here, there are two different types. You've got the early type in biscuit here and the later type in red here. The early type went up to around October 1959. The later type was October 59 onwards or thereabouts. And the main obvious difference, as you can see here, is kind of in these corner bits here, where the later version had extra tabs effectively for fixings on there. Now, I believe from the information I found, you can actually see here the two different versions as well. You can see here this description is quite useful. This style of bag was originally intended to sit on top of the battery cover rather than in front of it. We're talking about the later version here, and it would coincide with the later style folding top frame that stows a little bit farther back. That's from the MGA Guru site, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, but useful information to know. So it's basically a bit of a redesign. However, if you do read through that site, you'll find, shortly enough, as per with a fair few production changes of this era, it didn't really work that effectively in terms of being able to actually store the side curtains any further back within the car itself. It was always a tight squeeze, so just bear that in mind. But that was the intention of the design change. But either way, we can supply both versions. These have been done in vinyl as per original specification. We can offer these in leather, but generally speaking we don't recommend it because they are obviously something that could end up getting quite damaged through heavy usage and whatnot. So obviously we're happy to if you want to go down that route, but we tend to recommend people don't go down that route. But completely up to you. Your car, your restoration. We'll do it however you want. Now this obviously is the original version of this late style one that we have. We have, for most of the parts that we've got, we still have original working samples that we go by, and they're a nice reference point if we ever have any questions about originality. So I thought I'd just show this in the video here. And this one here even has the capping still mounted with the material fixing through. So yeah, vinyl, you get the internal pockets. There's two pockets basically sewn into them there with top stitching detailing, etc. You have the popper on, which I'll come to in a second because that's just a hood stud, whereas the other one is a lifter dot. They have the reinforcing elements on the back sections there and on the edge perimeter of the sort of pocket flaps and whatnot, as you can see, so it makes it nice and robust. And it's edged all the way around, apart from on this top edge here, which obviously gets tucked underneath the rear rail there. So this one here, we've used a hood stud. This one here, we've got the lifter dot fixing. Now, it seems like these were more common, but our records do show that they sometimes use these hood studs, and actually traditionally we've always used these for years, as most people seem to prefer it. But if you do want to go the lifter dot route for that center one, do let us know. But in terms of securing to the car, they always use the lifter dots fixing, so just bear that in mind. But the principle of this one, it's made exactly the same way. You've still got the pockets, the reinforcement elements, the top stitching, etc, etc. All that really changes is the shape element here. There are a few other subtle changes, but for the most part that's the major overriding one. And as you can see here. Is it going to focus? Yeah, you can just about make out the fixings. The fixings went in most of the kind of corner sections. Attaching it to the car, like I say, it'd be worth checking out the website, MJ Gurus. He has a nice section on that element there. But yeah, thought I'd do a quick video as we had two going through at the same time, obviously the early and the lates. So let us know which one you prefer. It's a case of sort of originality, I guess, for most people, as practically speaking, I don't think it really matters which one you went to. That was meant to be an improvement, but from what I've read and heard from people, it's not really much of an improvement. So after that, I guess it's down to preference and aesthetics if you're not particularly bothered by originality. So bear that in mind. Obviously, let us know about the popper in the middle, which one you prefer, the lift the dot versus the press stud, hood stud. Completely up to you. Like I say, we normally default to this unless we're explicitly instructed to use that other one, but again, we like to be flexible with these things. So hope you found that useful. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.